Hello, and welcome to another amazing episode of Read With Me on this incredible book that we've been diving into so far, The Little Money Bible by Stuart Wilde. We're diving into the 10 laws of abundance. So we have gone over the law of flow, the spiritual law. Oh, actually, we're going to be diving into the spiritual law of supply and demand today. But in the last chapter, we went over the law of money and distance, as well as the law of flow. Okay. And then we started this particular book with the law of abundance is natural and God given. So, hope you've gotten a lot out of this book so far, a lot of value, a lot of insights on just aligning with these laws of abundance that we're being provided here. And if you're just joining us here today, that's amazing as well. I'm so happy that you are here and you are not going to regret it because this chapter is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So, chapter 4, page 37, if you actually have the physical book, it's a really cute, small book that you can just order, take around with you. Stuart Wilde is the author. He's an amazing author. He has incredible other books like Infinite Self, which is really amazing, and how life doesn't have to be a struggle. He also has it on Audible. So if you use Audible, you can definitely listen in as well. He's really funny when he reads. He has a great personality, as you can tell in these particular in chapters that we're already reading. So my name is Vanessa Black. So happy and grateful that you're here. And let's dive right into it. All right. Every single month, as you know, we read one personal freedom book and one financial freedom book of the book that we choose that particular month, and our inner circle helps to choose. So if you have any recommendations, don't hesitate to actually share them in the comments. We're all down to look into amazing books that maybe have impacted or transformed your life, or people that you know and you highly recommend. So if you've been following us and you've been reading along with us throughout the months here, let us know what has been your you know the book that stands out for you. Like, what is that one book that, from all the books that we've read, I think it's probably 12 now, maybe 14, which has been the book that has, like, if you had to choose one, I know they're all been amazing, but if you had to choose one, just curious to know which one you would choose. All right, so let's dive into chapter 4, the spiritual law of supply and demand. If you have your coffee, cheers, tea, cheers, water, cheers to you, water and lemon, cheers. When you have that good cup of coffee. All right. The spiritual law of supply and demand concept. So, as you're seeing here in the chapters, he shares the concept of the law, the metaphysics of the law, and then the action of the law. All right. Concept. Money is important because it is a symbol of your mastery and comprehension of life's great journey. You don't have to become rich, but you do have to have your money trips under control. Commercially, the law of supply and demand states that if there's more demand than supply, prices go up. To keep it simple, take any product, let's say the iPhone. There's a new iPhone that comes, right? There's a huge demand. Everybody wants the iPhone, the new iPhone that will come out. Okay. If there's more demand, more people wanting it than the supply of the iPhones available, prices go up, as an example. And if there's an oversupply and less demand, prices go down. But there are other aspects to supply and demand that are less traditional. To make money, you have to deliver your energy in some form to satisfy demand that is out there. And if what you are selling is energy, charisma, and enthusiasm, there's no competition because most others are selling things that are lifeless, loveless, and dual. So, your stuff, your service, your creativity, whatever will always be different, unique, and desirable. Why? Because you will imbue it with energy, the God force, love, and caring. It will excite people and bring them to life. Okay, there's somebody that comes to my mind that is a professional at this, my mamacita. All right. She is like the living example of this. It will carry within it the energy of the part of you that joined, the aspect of you that celebrates life, laughs, and is carefree, the part of you that honors humanity. It may just be a garden chair you are selling, but your garden chair will radiate light and love. It will be so lovely that you could place it at the head of the round table and no one would think it odd, as your chair is a beacon of light. Energy is easy to sell. Everyone is into it. It helps them feel special, looked after, and secure. Once you imbue your life, your products, and so on with energy, you will see that the law of supply and demand no longer applies. It only relates to the TikTok world we see around us. It does not apply once you understand the trick of projecting energy into your money making activities. Projecting energy into your money making activities. To properly comprehend the idea, you first have to make a subtle ego shift in your mind. You have to switch from focusing on yourself, for example, what do I need? Who will supply my demands? What will I eat? Who will give me the things I want? To concentrating instead on the needs of others. This doesn't mean you have to become a charity worker or disempower yourself financially. It's more a way of saying that your needs will be met once you can find a way of projecting energy and fulfilling someone else's need. That is self-empowerment. Hoping someone will fix it for you is disempowering, because a satisfactory outcome always lies beyond your control, subject to the whims of others. Cheers to that. This doesn't mean, okay, rewind. Writing on me and everything. So switch your focus to, quote, how will I fulfill somebody else's needs today and get paid in the process? It's a great sentence to write down. How will I fulfill somebody else's needs today and get paid in the process? Ponder on that. So, how the question to ask ourselves is, how will I fulfill somebody else's needs today and get paid in the process? There is no way of making money on this planet other than by fulfilling people's needs. It's just an ego shift. First, you concentrate on serving others, and in that way, you serve yourself. There are more than 5 billion people on this planet, probably about 8, 7 now. And every day of the week, each one needs, say, 100 different things. There are trillions of demands that need satisfying. So rather than looking at supply and demand from a position of insecurity and lack, you can see it from the other side of the coin. There's a perpetual oversupply of demand. And if you can't give people one thing imbued with an energy that shines like crazy, you can sure as hell find something else they'll want. When you are selling energy, you are selling light. So your possibilities are infinite. What will you supply? The things humans buy come in 3 categories. They buy services, knowledge, or products. Services, knowledge, or products. You can raise your energy and nothing else, by the way. Just services, knowledge, or products. You can raise your energy, you can change your consciousness, and you can align to the divine abundance in all life. But when people are attracted to what you are, you have to have a knowledge, a service, or a product to actually sell them. Simple, really. By concentrating on what people need, you become abundant. When we look at the marketplace of life, isn't it true that so many products don't work? How many restaurants have you eaten in that are not clean or customer oriented? How many businesses exist just to screw people rather than to love them and satisfy their needs? There's so many shoddy, shady products and rip-off merchants who haven't clicked into how will I fulfill my customers' needs? Often, a customer's needs may just be an emotional need to talk to you about their life while you're selling them something. However, in order to get the supply and demand thing down right, you have to think in terms of energy and you have to be clear about what you will sell people. Providing a service is not usually profitable as selling knowledge or a product because more often than not, services have to be delivered personally. And there's a limit to how many hours a day you can deliver the service and what price you can change or you can charge. Knowledge, on the other hand, is valuable and easily packaged. We live in an information age. There are hundreds of ways of packaging knowledge. What you deliver in the form of knowledge does not have to be way out, it just has to be presented concisely, inexpensively, perhaps, and with originality. If you have knowledge that people want, you can quickly become wealthy. If selling products is what appeals to you, think of products you believe in, products that are worth the money. Ask yourself, can I put my heart and soul into this product? Can I be enthusiastic and really love this? Really serve my customers? You have to remember that concentrating on people is a form of love. When you stand in the showroom explaining the benefits of the refrigerator you're selling, it's an act of love. Providing you're not coming from the angle of, I'm selling this refrigerator to rip this person off. It's only love if you are genuine and if you truly concentrate on your clients. By concentrating on them, you are loving them and making them solid. You are offering them a moment of immortality. So the game is to provide people with something that they need, imparting helpful information and exuding a loving energy as you make the sale. You have to join humanity at the level of emotions, needs, and desires. You have to nurture them and be there for people. You have to empathize and put out the energy. If you are there for people on a human level, it helps you sell products. It's love in action. Love in action. Love in action is a form of compassion. Wouldn't it be great if you could sell 1,000,000 refrigerators and rack up a whole lot of commission? Or, sorry, a whole lot of compassion at the same time and commission. Now, that would be a lovely memory to look back on the end of your life, would it not? Excuse me. So, to sell things successfully, you have to subjugate your ego long enough to take people's money. This might sound a bit brutal, but in fact, it is a religious, spiritual idea. You subjugate your needs, your life, your aches and pains, your experiences, and listen to others. Watch their eyes, notice their body movements, relate to them, ask them questions, and work out, what does this person want? Then fulfill that want. Think about how you can improve what you do. Even if you work for someone else right now, start by putting more energy in. If the place you work in is dull and lifeless, put energy in anyway. For by doing that, you will catapult yourself out of there to something better. If you are self employed, think about how you can make 20 improvements to your knowledge, your service, or your product. In the end, you are selling yourself. So you'll want that looking good. You need to offer love, kindness, and charisma. You want to be big hearted and right there, bushy tailed and up to bat. So ask yourself, am I eyeball to eyeball with life, ready to serve? Ready to serve? Or does some aspect of your personal agenda get in the way? If it does, put it to one side quickly. Put it aside long enough to cash the check anyway. You can always visit your therapist after work. So, offer beauty in an ugly world. Offer kindness where ego and greed predominate. Be accommodating and free flowing when others are uptight, edgy, and stiff. It is so easy to understand. Take the product that you're selling and visualize the divine light shining upon you. Breathe that light into your being and breathe it out, placing the light into the thing that you are selling. If you are a massage therapist, Project light on into your table and your little bottles of oil. Most of all, project light into your hands before each session and, of course, during each session. If you sell things on shelves, touch them regularly, move them about, make them come alive, give them energy. The little tins will be refreshed even if they have been on the shelf for weeks and weeks. The more you touch and love the product, the more energy it has, and the more likely that it will belong to someone else in 10 minutes' time. If you sell information, make it original, clear, concise, and idiot proof so anyone can understand it. How often have you read instructions on how to access some information on the internet, for example, and you wonder if it's written in Hindustani or ancient Sanskrit or what? Why is that? Because the person who wrote it was thinking of himself, not you. Just say it's a man this time. He lives in his own world in a basement with an IQ of 180. He hasn't seen daylight for many years, and the only human he ever talks to is a pizza delivery man. He couldn't care less if you know your www.com or not. You have to think of others. There are loads of people out there who aren't very clever, but they have money. Will they understand what you're offering? Then again, there are others who are fairly bright, but they can't unscrew a little nut, as their expertise lies elsewhere. When I see the words easy assembly on a product, I immediately flee to the safety of the parking lot. I know that if they say it's easy, I'm going to have to hire a rocket scientist to figure it out. So, what will you sell and how will you make it irresistibly beautiful? By forcing yourself to supply knowledge, a beautiful service, or a product by imbuing it with gentleness, love, and light, you are disciplining yourself to go from ego to spirit, from greed to abundance, and from negative emotions to love. When you concentrate on people and you provide things for them, you are falling in love with them. Choose love to make your life abundant. And that love should be more or less unconditional, as best as you can manage anyway. Never forget that. And this is the metaphysics that he's going into. Inside your life energy, personality, and mind is an oscillating molecule of infinite goodness, the divine light, the Christ consciousness. If you align to that infinity within you, you will always have energy. If you align to the infinity within you, you will always have energy. There is no limit to the amount of God force that you can have. By concentrating on goodness, processing your shadow side, disciplining your beyond bad habits, and meditating on the light, you will become a light being. As you glow effortlessly with this energy, you will project that light into what you do. So you may not only be selling apples that are nutritious and tasty to eat, but apples that come with a little bit of your God force energy. You never have to compete once you infuse yourself and what you do with light. So your apples will outsell everybody else's. It's a matter of calling the light into your life. Put energy in. Visualize light going into the service that you provide. Put light into your CD, music tape, or the book you are packaging your knowledge in. Feel the manuscript bathed in light, or feel your product to be part of the God force, albeit a tiny manifestation of such goodness. Remember that you are a teacher. You are helping people, making them feel safer, taking them from fear to love, from ignorance to knowledge. You are hauling them with a bag of apples from restriction to freedom. By mentally pushing these ideas into what you do, you are projecting the light out from yourself and you are offering God. People will buy a godlike apple a long time before they'll buy an ordinary apple. Once you have the God force in what you do, there's no more competition. Let's repeat this line. Once I have the God force in what I do, there is no more competition. And you are no longer a victim of the vagaries of the market, the ups and the downs of supply and demand. You're out on your own, miles ahead of the rest. That's why inflation doesn't matter, because you got the God force in you. You got the life God force. That doesn't apply to you and I. It doesn't. Once you have the God force in what you do, there's no more competition. And you are no longer a victim of the vagaries of the market, the ups and downs of supply and demand. You're out on your own, miles ahead of the rest. I know a young man who opened a shop. It was minute, just two little rooms. The whole thing wasn't much bigger than the average kitchen. The shop sold candles, incense, aromatherapies, and so forth. Heaps of other places in the town did the same thing, but he was a bit different. So he wasn't in competition with others. The young man was soft and kind and loving. People would come in and he'd be right there for them. He'd talk to them, make them feel better, and they'd go out of his shop with a bottle of ylang ylang extract or something. I'm sure many didn't know the difference between lang lang and ding a ling, but it didn't matter because it felt safe and correct and nurturing. He had a little fountain in the doorway, and that felt nice. And the shop was spotless. The few shelves he had were always fully stocked and neat. Little signs explained things, and he explained things, and you could pop in for a remedy for your granny's arthritis. He couldn't fix it necessarily, but you'd wind up with a candle or a book or something that was imbued with tons and tons of love. That would cheer your granny up. Her immune system would kick in a bit stronger and she'd get a bit better. He saw love 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. He was humble and kind and soft spoken. And if he had an ego, it certainly wasn't around during work hours. People loved him, they flocked to his shop. After several years of selling love in little packages, he sold the shop for over $500,000, an astounding price for a few hundred square feet shop. He used the cash to make another investment and did the same love thing there. Now, 8 years later, he's worth $3 or $4 million, and his company will soon go public. When it does, he'll receive an enormous refund with a note from the God for saying, "Here's 20 million bucks, dude. Thanks for dishing out all that love and sweetness in a duly gray world." Action. Get a piece of paper and write down the services, knowledge, or products you are familiar with, the things that you're already doing. Then write another list of things you might be interested in delivering to people. Having honed down your list, look at your products, services, and package information. Then analyze what other people have done in these fields. Ask yourself, is this is this other product exciting? Does it challenge? Does it inform? Does it teach people something? Does it enthuse them and make their lives more comfortable? Does it help them to be sexier or more beautiful? What is in this product that has value and how could it be improved? Perhaps you could take a very ordinary product that everybody's familiar with and add a little something that makes it absolutely irresistible. Look at your commercial life so far. What have you sold? Let's say you've always sold your work, your labor, and you're working for somebody at present moment. What can you do to put more energy into the labor that you provide? You might say, I get paid the same amount of money whether I put more energy in or not. But this is not the point. If you energize yourself in your work, you will find that one, the job becomes more fun to do. Two, you'll be more likely to be promoted or given a raise. Three, you'll lift your energy so high that you'll go beyond the job and hop perhaps to another corporation that pays you twice as much. And you do this by arriving a little earlier, staying a little later, improving your efficiency, and making an effort to relate emotionally to the people around you. It is good to practice putting energy in right now, no matter how dull the current situation. Later in life, that energy will become cash in the bank, or abundance, or wonderfulness of one kind or another. Under the metaphysical law, this is a law, everyone. This is a law of supply and demand. You should not limit how much you're going to put out. You don't have to let the world use you, but you have to give because you want to receive. So start by giving. Give of your attention and concentration. Give of your love. Give of your energy. Don't destroy yourself with negative feelings towards people. If you can't love them, be neutral. Be enthusiastic, be open, and be up there for it. For in limiting yourself, you get stuck in one place in one salary for the rest of your life. As you agree to give as part of your action plan, that's the action plan, give. And as you begin to look at how you can improve your service, knowledge, or product, it will take you to the next step. It carries you to a higher energy, a greater velocity, a larger salary, and bigger opportunities. It opens you to easy money. You'll find some money or win some, or a great dollop of moolah suddenly will drop into your lap. Expect a payoff. Exclamation mark. Who's expecting a payoff? I am, and you should be too. All right. Well, that's an incredible, incredible chapter on the spiritual law of supply and demand. And at the end of the day, it doesn't even exist for you and I, as we've read here, because we're not in the TikTok world. It's limitless. Okay. So I think it's the shift in the focus in what is the focus of serving, of how can we fulfill people's needs, and we will automatically be taken care of abundantly. And we can start wherever we are, right here, right now. We sell love. What do? I sell love and light. What do you sell? I sell love and light. Okay, that's what I do. That's what you do, right? You sell love and light. You are love and light, and irresistible to people. People just want to keep coming back and want more of you. All right. So super excited. Hope you have an incredible rest of your day, incredible weekend, and great exercise to have of writing the two different things that they mentioned. Let me know what you're selling. If you're selling something, let me know what you do, what ideas maybe you do have that hit you there, and any breakthroughs that you have. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this and had incredible value that was provided to you. I know it provided me tons of value as well. So have a beautiful rest of your day. And we'll see you in the next Read With Me session, where we're going to dive into page 49, chapter 5, the law of money concentration and the wave particle duality. We'll see you soon. All right. Take care.